June 2, 2011, was one of those nights that start out unremarkable. Summer heat, end of semester parties, students spilling into the streets of Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana University students were celebrating freedom from classes and exams. For Lauren Spierer, a 20-year-old student from Scarsdale, New York, it was supposed to be just another fun night. Petite, blonde, and barely over 5 feet tall, Lauren was easy to recognize on campus. She loved music, fashion, and her tight-knit circle of friends. That night, she dressed casually. Black leggings, a white tank top, and no shoes. She pre-gamed with friends, stopped briefly at her apartment, then headed out to Kilroy's sports bar, where she continued drinking. Around 2:30 a.m., Lauren left the bar, without her phone or shoes, in the company of 21-year-old Corey Rossman. Surveillance footage shows them walking, Lauren visibly intoxicated, leaning into Corey for support. It was the beginning of a sequence of movements that would become the focus of one of the most puzzling missing persons cases in modern American college history. Lauren and Corey returned to her apartment complex, Smallwood Plaza, where they encountered another group of students. Words were exchanged. One of the men punched Corey in the face. He later claimed this blow caused him to lose his memory of the rest of the night. Lauren then helped him to his nearby townhouse. Inside, Corey's roommate Mike Beth recalled seeing Lauren attempt to keep Corey awake, but she didn't stay long. She was still barefoot, unsteady, and alone. From there, Lauren made her way to the apartment of another friend, Jay Rosenbaum, sometime around 3:30 a.m. Jay noticed a bruise under her eye, which she couldn't explain. She borrowed his phone to make 2 short calls, neither of which were answered. According to Jay, Lauren declined to stay the night. She told him she was going back to her apartment. He claimed he watched her walk toward the intersection at 11th Street and College Avenue around 4:30 a.m. That was the last confirmed sighting. Her walk should have taken 10 minutes. The next morning, Lauren's boyfriend Jesse Wolfe tried calling and texting her. No response. Friends grew concerned. By noon, she was reported missing. Police acted fast. What followed was one of the most expansive missing persons investigations in the state's history. Flyers with Lauren's photo were plastered everywhere. Search teams combed parks, lakes, and forests. Helicopters scanned the surrounding countryside. Her parents arrived within 24 hours to join the search. Nothing. Not a shoe. Not a phone. Not a single clue. Security cameras showed her earlier in the night, walking, wobbling, laughing. But none captured her final walk home. None captured what happened next. As attention grew, so did suspicion. The last 3 people to see Lauren, Rossman, Beth, and Rosenbaum, quickly became the focus of the investigation. Each of them lawyered up early. None were ever officially named suspects, but their behavior, hiring lawyers, declining polygraphs, sparked public speculation. The Spierer family made their suspicions clear. They believed Lauren died that night, possibly from a drug or alcohol-related cause, and they believed someone who had been with her had hidden her body out of fear. Her friends admitted she had been drinking heavily. There were also rumors of drug use that night, possibly cocaine or prescription stimulants. Lauren had a medical condition called long QT syndrome, which affects the heart and can be triggered by stress or stimulants. A combination of alcohol and drugs could have stopped her heart. But again, no body, no answers. One of the biggest questions was, if she collapsed or died, why did no one help? Why wasn't 911 called? Why did no one search for her in the moment? Just 4 years later, another Indiana University student, Hannah Wilson, went missing. Her case unfolded with haunting similarities. She had also been out drinking. She also disappeared late at night, but her body was found 2 days later. The man responsible, Daniel Messel, had a long history of violent offenses. After his arrest, police considered whether he could be linked to Lauren's case. Messel's phone records placed him in the area back in 2011, but investigators never found a direct connection. Still, the theory persists in online discussions. Messel was the kind of predator who could have seen Lauren, vulnerable and alone, and acted on impulse. In 2013, Lauren's parents filed a civil lawsuit against Rossman and Rosenbaum. They alleged the young men had contributed to Lauren's death through negligence. The lawsuit was ultimately dismissed. The court found no legal grounds to hold them liable, but the suit was never about money. It was about forcing the truth out of hiding. Lauren's father, Robert Spierer, continued to speak out. He said the silence from the last people to see his daughter was its own form of cruelty. "All we want is the truth," he told reporters. "We're not trying to ruin lives, but if you know what happened and you stay quiet, you are part of the pain." Lauren's story didn't disappear. It went digital. Online forums like Reddit kept the case alive. True crime podcasts featured it repeatedly. YouTubers made elaborate breakdowns of timelines and inconsistencies. Private citizens mapped out her known path, calculated distances, and speculated on every detail. Dozens of tips poured in over the years, some hopeful, others disturbing. A body found here. A girl matching her description seen there. Psychics weighed in. Cadaver dogs picked up weak scents that led nowhere. Time passed, but theories multiplied. Among them, she was trafficked. She left voluntarily. She was hit by a car and secretly buried. She drowned in a construction site. Each theory had a twist, a variation, a what if, but none ended in truth. Lauren's parents didn't fade into the background. They became relentless advocates. They returned to Bloomington often, met with police, and updated the website findlauren.com. They posted age progression photos and pressed for national media attention. They also kept Lauren's memory alive through acts of kindness. They funded scholarships. They held public events. They wanted the world to remember who Lauren was, not just how she disappeared. They also kept their message direct. "We know people are out there who know more than they're saying," her mother said. "All it takes is one person to end this nightmare." In 2024, journalist Sean Cohen released a book titled "College Girl Missing." The book revisits the case, combining official records, family interviews, and behind-the-scenes details. Though it offered no new bombshells, it gave the public a clearer view of just how flawed the investigation had been. Missed chances, incomplete statements, unexplored leads. Cohen's book reignited public interest, but again, no arrest, no remains, no closure. Lauren's disappearance isn't just a headline from 2011. It's a shadow still cast over Bloomington. Every summer, as new students move into the dorms, the story is whispered again. She becomes a warning, a mystery, a name you don't forget. She was 20 years old, her life was just beginning, and in a matter of minutes, she was gone. What happened that night between 4:30 a.m. and sunrise? Was it a fatal mistake by people she trusted? Or did a stranger, lurking in the dark, change the course of her story forever? The truth is still out there, and so is Lauren.